Hello, everyone. So first of all, welcome to TTA's webinar on making the most of your membership. So some of you may have seen me before. My name is John Nichols. I've been president of TTA for a few years now. And I think this is a really good idea for us to help explain to everyone what membership is about and what we offer, which is a huge range of support for members now, and to help you understand what you can access and how you can access it. So can we go to the next slide, please, Sam? Okay, so we've got a few different broad categories of areas where we provide support to people, and this is some of the things that TTA members most frequently use TTA to get help with. So first of all, we've got a lot of members that come to us because they've recently left the classroom, they've recently become a tutor by whatever route, or they're looking to get back into tuition after having done it previously, and we help them get set up. We help them get up to date with what's the situation in the tuition sector now. We help them get their own enhanced DBS check, which is a mandatory requirement for TTA membership. We help them understand the latest in safeguarding and KCSIE policies and government regulations and guidance. And we help them to get the right policies in place in terms of things like privacy policy, safeguarding policy, which are standard things that you need as a tuition business. The second thing is, TTA is there to build credibility. One of the most important things we do is help people to understand that we all meet a common set of standards. So we have a code of practice, and it's not there for looking pretty. It's actually a really concrete set of requirements that we all agree to commit to. And part of the point of TTA is to be able to say, look, we want to only have people being tutors who are trying to do the right thing. So we have a badge, but that badge really is supposed to mean something. It's supposed to mean that these people, they follow the code of practice, they adhere to these minimum standards that we set, that we across the sector think are fair and reasonable. We don't want people to be doing things badly that are not in the best interest of the students and young people we help, and indeed adults that we help as well. And we also then have a continuing professional development series to help people understand how to get better, how to improve their practice, how to make sure they remain compliant or become compliant if they need assistance with that, and also to help people understand how to market their business and grow their business if that's what they want to do as well. The third thing is we have a lot of ways to increase people's visibility, both to other tutors and also to a more limited extent to other sorts of complementary people within the tuition sector. So we've got our member directory, so people can search to see who is a member. We've got our DBS checker. So this is a benefit for corporate members who can use it to make sure that all the tutors they're working with have a valid DBS on the update service, enhanced DBS on the update service. And we've got a huge range of events for people to come and to meet both the TTA team in person and also to meet each other. And the events are in person and online. So we have online community hubs. Most of our CPD series is online. But we also have in-person events as well, including the regional events, which are all across the country, from Inverness in the north down to Truro in the south, Bournemouth, Canterbury, and everywhere in between, and Belfast. And we also have the community hubs. They're online. And then, of course, two largest events that we hold in the year, the National Tutoring Awards in the summer and the National Tutors Conference in autumn, which I think are probably the largest tuition sector-focused events in the world that we know of. The fourth thing that we've got here is for people finding opportunities. So at TTA, we want to help you network with other people, build professional relationships with other tutors in the tuition sector. You might meet them at events, you may meet them via our WhatsApp community, but we want to help people build a relationship with each other so they can understand who they could go to ask for some support or guidance, to have complementary professional relations with. People often refer work to each other when they've built up a level of trust in each other, when it's not something they can take on themselves. People often help support each other. They collaborate in terms of helping each other to overcome challenges that they've faced in building and growing their tuition businesses. And we've also got a jobs board, which is our way of helping people to find opportunities. If you're a tuition business, you can advertise job opportunities in there. And if you're an individual tutor, obviously you can use that to access job opportunities if you have an opportunity, if you have time to take on further work. And of course, we've got our international partner program, which is a way of finding opportunities internationally. And only this morning, I had a fantastic and insightful exchange of messages with someone from Kuwait who is looking to set up a tuition arm to their publishing business in the very near future. And they are very keen to collaborate with TTA. And I think the interesting thing here is these are opportunities that would not be easy for tutors and tuition businesses to go and get by themselves. And TTA plays a role to help make sure those are available to you. And the last one we've got here is about staying connected. We want you to have a network of people who you feel like you know, you've met them once or twice, you've interacted with them, you feel like you can go to people who can offer you some second opinion or some advice or guidance, whether that's within the TTA team. But being completely honest, a lot of the time people find it absolutely fantastic to go and get help from other colleagues, other people in the tuition sector who have got those same minimum standards, who've got that same base level of trust that we maintain throughout TTA, and who can help each other and support each other. So the WhatsApp community is obviously a really big part of that, which is why we put a lot of effort into making sure it remains. It's not about sales. It's about building those relationships. It's about exchanging ideas and about collaboration. Okay, can we go to the next slide, please?
Great, thank you, John. Okay, so where to start? How do you use TTA to your full advantage? And making the most of your TTA membership, including adhering to TTA's code of practice, can help form the foundations of your tutoring service. It shows professional and credible practice. It helps you become more visible and grow amongst the community, and enables you to become part of a growing and welcoming tutoring group as well. So I'm just going to share my screen here and talk you through kind of how to make the most of your TTA profile in the first instance and what you should and shouldn't be doing. Can you see my screen? Perfect. Yeah. Okay, good, great. So the first thing you should do is look to get your member badge, and you can share this on your website, on your emails, and on your socials. You can feel free to link through to the TTA website as well. So as you can see here, we have an individual logo, a corporate logo, and a partner logo. These are updated annually, so they do kind of help you showcase your membership with the Tutors Association. First things first, when you do get your membership, you want to make sure that your DBS information is up to date and listed on your profile. You normally you'll get the link in the registration email once you've been accepted as a member, but you can also go and edit in your profile as well, which I'll show you how to do so in a second. But if you don't have a DBS when you join, or if your DBS has fallen out of the 1 year period that TTA requires, or isn't on the update service, you can contact Myra, who's on this call, at dbs@thetutorsassociation.org.uk, or visit the DBS page and then action getting a new DBS. So this is essential that we do that, and we do regular audits as well to ensure that members are adhering to our terms of practice. So if you don't have a DBS from within 1 year or are not on the update service, and when I say DBS, obviously equivalent from other countries as well is perfectly acceptable, we will be ensuring that you do proceed to kind of update your profile with that. So when you are on the members area after logging in, and if you have login details, you can go straight to this, but if your login details have expired or you don't know you've forgotten what they are, you can just contact us and we'll reset them for you. So you go up to your profile up here, go to view profile, and you can go to edit profile here. And if you scroll down, you will get to here. So you can upload your DBS certificate when you get issued a new one. You can add your DBS certificate number here, your DBS surname, and your date of birth, and then say if you are inactive or active on the update service. So this is important to fill in these details correctly, because then that will automatically be pulled to our tutor checking service, which is a daily DBS checking service, which I'll talk a bit more about later. And it just helps TTA ensure that the membership are adhering to our terms of practice. And then once you've updated that, you can then just save it and it will go live onto your profile. Then secondly, you will also receive in your email, once you've signed up, a request for 2 references. So these 2 references, you'll get a link to it in the welcoming email, but if you haven't managed to get your references yet and you've lost the email, you can go to the members area and you can go to DBS platform, and here you'll be able to click on this link here, which will take you to a reference page where you can send this to 2 referees, 2 professional referees. Once they've completed it, it'll come direct to either myself or Myra, and we will do the rest of the work and update your profile accordingly. And then also on the DBS page, if you are in need of applying for a new DBS, you can go to here and click here to apply for a new DBS check. We do offer DBS checks as well for non-members. There is an administration fee. And if you are looking to apply for a DBS as a non-member, you can go to our DBS page, which is on benefits and resources and DBS check. And then you can go down to member access to DBS services or non-member access to DBS applications. Okay, so then the next thing to do, ensure your profile is up to date, is to sign up to one of our amazing safeguarding courses offered by Holly. I won't go into too much detail because I know Holly's going to talk about them shortly, but to apply for or to register for one of the DBS the safeguarding sessions, you can go to the members area again, click on events, and you can see all the upcoming events that are in the near future here. But if we keep scrolling down to this 27th of April, that's when Holly's next safeguarding sessions are, and we've got one for tutors and one for tuition businesses, both on the 27th. And then we do actually have a DSL for children and young people in tuition course as well. There are other ways to access the upcoming events, specifically the safeguarding course, but if you're in the members area, this is always the easiest way. And then once you have completed the safeguarding course, you'll also have the profile will be updated. Your TTA profile will be updated accordingly as well, and you will be sent a certificate in due course. Once you've completed the DBS check and you've got your 2 references and you also have your safeguarding course applied to your profile, you'll then become a verified TTA member. So you're all members, whether you have completed the references or the safeguarding or the DBS upon joining, but until you've completed all 3 of these things on your profile, you won't get the verification, which will be manually done by either myself or Myra. And we do run audits on this. So if your DBS was to run out, and sometimes it runs out without you knowing, it's easy to be on the update service. And then if your bank details are changed and you don't know about the fact you need to change that on the update service, then you'll fall off the update service. So we will then unverify you, but we'll always look to help you get back onto the verification as well. Okay, so I think that we can move on to the next slide now, Sam. I'm going to stop presenting, and I think that I might need to present again in a second.
Can you see it? This is the next one. You have kind of spoken about it though.
This is the essentials checklist.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah, that was actually what I was going straight on to. I will just mention as well the profile visibility. So once you have done the DBS check, the safeguarding and the references, it's really important to go into your edit profile again and then go to privacy and edit. And then there's a box there you can tick, and that is that box then that dictates whether you will be a front-facing member or not. And obviously not everyone has to share their details, but if you do want more visibility, more exposure, and potentially more opportunities, we would recommend you tick the box. But it's important to have your profile as complete as possible so that any potential clients or parents will be able to kind of make a informed decision about whether they contact you or not based upon your specific requirements. So for example, you can also tick on the profile whether you tutor remotely or face-to-face, or both, or only one of each. Yep, you can go to the next slide, Sam. Thanks. Okay, so tools, templates, and support. TTA does offer a kind of a wide range of benefits and resources for you to take advantage of. And these are predominantly all exclusively in the members area. So Sam, would you mind just going to the next slide and I'll share my screen again? Okay. So in the members area, most of you will probably be quite familiar with it, hopefully. If you're not, feel free to either get in contact with myself or Myra, and we'll happily talk you through what you can and can't access in the members area. If there's something that you think there should be and that isn't, please feel free to let us know, and we'll always look into trying to add to it to make it beneficial to our members. So we've got a wide range of policies and templates to start off with. These are brilliant for independent tutors who are working on their own. And I'll go through them now. We've got TTA Code of Practice, a basic marketing guide, and GDPR advice. Then the templates that we have ready, these are ready to go. So you can just download them, add in your information and utilize them straight away. So we've got child protection guidance, privacy policy template, safeguarding statement and form, and a template for loan providers as well from safeguarding. Then we have a risk assessment for tutors working in their own home, a template for a tutor client contract, parental consent form, health and safety policy for tutors, loan working policy for tuition businesses, and a loan working policy for individuals, a tuition in an elevated risk context. And then we've got 3 new templates which have recently been added thanks to Holly, and these are samples for safeguarding and child protection policy for loan providers, a risk assessment for tutors working in students' homes, and a risk assessment for tutors working in a public space. So they're the policies and templates that we have on the members area at the moment. We're always looking to add to these when and where possible. It's not always possible for us to add a template that a member would require, but if there is something on there that you think would be really beneficial to the whole community, please feel free to contact me, and I will ensure that either myself, John, Holly, Sam, or one of the team are able to kind of look at it and make sure it's available if possible. So we then have a corporate compliance pack and a corporate VAT pack on the members area as well. This is specifically more for tuition businesses, and I'm not going to go into detail because I know John's going to talk about this in the next slide, I think. But these are part of a joint procurement program that we've had in the past 2 or 3 years, where a lot of members have found really useful. And if it is something that you're looking to purchase from TTA, there is an additional cost, but it is heavily subsidized for members as well. One of the other benefits from the members area is the free legal helpline. This is available to all members. So if you have a legal question, of course, you can come to TTA as well. So John is our expert in legal and compliance anyway. We'll always try and provide as much advice as possible when and where possible. But the legal helpline is also a great place to start. It's free for members. You will need to provide your membership number and this quote as well when you are doing so. Then fourth, one of our additional benefits as well, which I know a lot of members are making a lot of use of, is our CPD platform. This is offered by Academize. You aren't automatically registered to it when you join TTA. You need to request to be registered to it, and this is because when if a member leaves TTA or they stop tutoring, we need to make sure that we can also remove them from the Academize site. So if you are not part of the Academize program at the moment, which offers 75 accredited courses, all focused on tuition and education, then please contact info@thetutorsassociation.org.uk, and this information is on the members area to request access. We will then set you up with a seat on Academize. You'll receive an email from Academize, not from the TTA, with your login information. And then you can either use that email to go to the main site to log in, or you can come to the members area. It's on the CPD platform, and press sign into Academize, and it will take you to this type of page. And then once you're in there, you can access 75 accredited courses. There are also some paid courses on there as well, but they're just additional ones. And an example of that is pediatric first aid. And I believe at the last check, it was approximately £20. So even when there are paid courses, they're still really good value. Okay, so one of the next benefits you can access through the members area are the enhanced DBS check support. So the enhanced DBS checks can be located here on the DBS tab at the top, and we have access for individuals here. So if you're an individual tutor who are a member, you can click here and this will take you through to the application process. You will need to essentially purchase the DBS admin support from us, but because you're a member, it will be a £0 process. So you just need to go through that. Then once you've submitted your request for that, that will go to Myra. Myra will then, you'll automatically send the next steps, but Myra will be there on hand to assist you with any questions you have during the whole DBS submission process. If you're a tuition business, you also have access to our third-party provider, Checks Direct, a dashboard. And with this dashboard, you can actually process and track the DBS submissions of your tutors yourself. So this can be a really good way to kind of streamline your onboarding should you not already have a DBS provider who you utilize. If you do want to be set up with Checks Direct dashboard, please just contact me or Myra. We'll introduce you to Claire at Checks Direct, and she's great, and she will kind of give you a very quick kind of exercise in showing you how to use a dashboard. So, of course, one of the member benefits of being TTA member is the discounts and access to resources. So we've got a lot of partners who we work with very closely now, and the partner page is the 5th column along on the members area, and you will be able to access the special codes required to contact and get the discounts with these partners. So we've got everything from online classrooms to insurance brokers and many other tuition services. So if you are a member, you would be able to access the specific codes via the discounts page. For anyone else who is a non-member, there is also a partners page on the front part of the website as well, which you can see, which will just kind of provide you with the information of the discounts you could get as a member. And then, of course, as John mentioned a bit earlier as well, we do also have a jobs board, which you can access via the homepage. So you can, whether you're looking for a job or whether you are looking to post a job, you click on here, it will take you to our jobs board here, and you have access to a range of jobs that have been posted by TTA members. There is also a jobs board in the WhatsApp group as well. So feel free to, if you aren't a member of the WhatsApp group, we recommend you join, because there's loads of subgroups, but one of them is specifically for jobs, and it's a great way to kind of pick up more work if you are looking to, or if you're a corporate member and you want to recruit, you can recruit by there as well. Great. So Sam, I think that's me done for that section. Can you go into the next page, please? And I will also stop sharing.
Okay. So I'm going to talk a little bit about business compliance, and don't worry, I will keep it relatively brief. One of the things that TTA does do to support members, especially corporate members, and to an extent, some of this is primarily a corporate member benefit, is we provide support with business compliance. There are a whole range of rules and regulations that you need to comply with if you want to operate as a tuition business. There are some rules and regulations which will apply to you if you're an individual tutor. So obviously for individual tutors, we can provide guidance for that as well. But there are a wider range of rules, in particular things like the Conduct Regulations 2003, the Employment Agencies Act 1973, and various bits of tax legislation and guidance in relation to employment intermediary reporting, VAT, and tax fares. Now, it's important at this point just to say that TTA is not a law firm, and it is not a tax advisor. We're a professional body, so whilst we have a good understanding of how the rules apply to the tuition sector, we can't give you formal legal advice, and we can't act on your behalf as a solicitor can. But what we can do is we can give you a really good understanding of what your position is likely to be and help you to make the best possible decision for your business going forward, as well as giving you a really good understanding of what the regulations are that affect tutors and tuition businesses, and help you understand how to navigate those. And we're really proud of our track record. We've got a really good relationship with the Employment Agency Standards Inspectorate. If you have no idea who they are, great, don't worry. If you do know who they are, they're the people that inspect they inspect businesses to check that they comply with a lot of these regulations. They've been really impressed with our VAT compliance pack. We've got a compliance pack which is for employment agency and employment business contracts. Almost all of the people that have gone through, that have been inspected using our compliance pack have passed, bar only one who changed things they shouldn't have changed, so don't do that. We've also got a VAT compliance pack, which is a smaller, shorter pack, but it includes lots of guidance around how VAT is interpreted, especially for things like international tuition, whether it's online, in person, in different parts of the world, and also tuition in different contexts. So, for example, whether you're an eligible body and what that means and how you do that, versus whether you are operating different services in which you're selling at the same time. So if you're offering asynchronous tuition versus synchronous tuition, so that's like recorded sessions versus live sessions and things like that. And that is all covered in our compliance offering. I'm not going to bore you with loads and loads of details of compliance now, but if you do have any compliance concerns, please contact us at TTA at info@thetutorsassociation.org.uk, and we'll be very happy to help you with that. Next, please. I can't change the slide. So we also have a wide range of support for continuing professional development in this area, as well as with safeguarding, which I'll pass you on to Holly to talk about in a moment, and also guidance on best practice. We've got lots and lots of members who are absolutely fantastic at doing what they do, and we're really, really pleased to be helping to encourage them to share best practice with each other to make sure that we can all operate in the best and most effective way possible for the students that we help with. So I'm going to ask if we go to the next slide, please, and I believe I'll be handing over.
Yes, it's me. So we, as of 2026, have had a partnership with the CPD group, which means that all of our CPD lives are now accredited. So as long as you join live for the full hour, you will receive a certificate for joining the CPD for every session. If you were unable to join the session, you can come to our YouTube channel, and I will pop the link into the chat now, and you will be able to catch up on all of the sessions that you may have missed from all time, but especially for this year, for all of the CPD lives that we've had so far, on TEFL, on marketing and Instagram, Georgie with LinkedIn, AP environments. We've also had some new, which isn't a CPD live, but lessons from TTA members, which were more panel discussions about either transitioning from being a tutor to a tuition business, or, for example, this one, just becoming a tutor. We've had our 2 partner showcases on there as well. So it's definitely worth going and having a look at our YouTube channel. And then regarding the upcoming CPD lives that we've got, I've got a full schedule for you all, but we have Mandeep tomorrow, which is leveraging reviews and testimonials. We have Stephen next Wednesday with expenses and MTD. We have got Julia with the Tutor's Guide to Supporting Students, but there are lots on here for you to go and take a look at, register if you're interested. The only requirement, again, if you want the certificate, is to attend the full session live. And then I will send you the link to get your certificate after the session. But we've got lots planned. Julius.
Sorry, Sam. I was just saying I couldn't see the slide. Oh, there I am. Okay, perfect.
Right.
Yes, so no, sorry, I didn't realize I was on mute either. So yes, I did mention before about the CPD platform. We do have a course matrix, which I can share with people as well on request, just to see what courses there are on there. But personally, my recommendation would be just log in and access the courses. It's super easy. So once you log into the Academize, you'll be able to just kind of go to the courses button at the top. There's 2 buttons, it's courses and login. And the courses available to you will kind of appear straight away. They are courses which you can complete in your own time. So you don't have to complete them in one session. I think they take approximately a couple of hours to complete, and they are worth 2 CPD credits each as well. Just a couple of examples of the courses that they do have available. So there's there's a high challenge behavior course, there's adverse childhood experiences course, there's there's preventing bullying in the classroom, there's safe recruitment in education settings, and so on and so forth. There are really good courses. The feedback we've had on them is really great. I think the actual user interface as well is really seamless. So you should find them a kind of real benefit to your own upskilling and kind of additional knowledge as you're growing your own tuition base as well. So yeah, as mentioned, if you haven't got access to Academize yet, we can do it pretty much straight away. Just contact info@thetutorsassociation.org.uk and we'll send you some login details. It'll come from an Academize email, but it will be us setting it up for you. And yeah, if you have any questions beyond that regarding Academize, feel free to contact me and I'm more than happy to help.
Hello, hi. So I'm Holly and I'm the safeguarding lead for TTA. I know I've met quite a few of you looking down the list of people at my sessions. Those of you who I haven't met, it's really nice to see you. I'm just kind of going to go over what we do really safeguarding wise at TTA. We run sessions monthly and these are specialist sessions that I have created myself. And they are designed for tutors. So unlike quite a lot of the safeguarding training out there, which is very much designed for school settings, these are designed specifically for you, either as a loan provider of tuition, so that would be the safeguarding for tutors session, or as a tuition business or agency running safeguarding for not only you, but also for your colleagues, staff, people, whoever they are. I know there are different terms that need to be used. So they run every month. I try to change the days as often as I possibly can to get as many people signed up as possible, because I know people have different commitments, but it is sometimes quite difficult for me to do that all the time. So there should be lots of different sessions listed. The tutors one tends to run in the morning, but we did do an extra one in March in the afternoon, just to make sure that as many people could join as possible. The businesses one tends to run in the afternoon. If there is a call for it, then I can also do mornings, and I believe I'm doing 2 evening ones as well in June for people who might be working during the day in a school or another setting. So we are really flexible with times. We try to be as responsive to members as we possibly can with that. What we tend to do in those, for those of you who haven't joined them before, is it's very interactive basically. So I've got a set of slides and you will get the slides after the end of the course along with some helpful links and your certificate obviously, but it is very interactive in that we use breakout rooms, we discuss situations, we try to kind of get as much interaction as possible. So I really like people to ask questions in those sessions, because I've sat through so many safeguarding sessions where I haven't been able to ask a question and I've felt you know, like I wanted to, but I felt like it might make me look a bit stupid or something like that. So for me, there's no silly questions around safeguarding. I actually really like questions, so lots of that. At the end, you can always stay on as well if you've got an individual question. So in almost every course I have, 1 or 2 people will stay on at the end because they want to just talk something through face to face. So that's the other huge advantage of these sessions, is that they're not a click through course that you do. I'm actually there, albeit virtually, and I can answer individual questions at the end as well. We're also running a DSL course. We've done one, it was really successful. Some really great feedback from that, and that is specifically for people who are going to be the safeguarding lead of their business or agency. Probably more suitable for corporate members in some ways, because those are the people who might get most safeguarding queries and are having to act as the DSL. But we did have a couple of loan providers of tuition on there as well, who were just kind of in the process of thinking about maybe taking on some tutors, and that was really useful because we could talk about the safer recruitment and things like that. And I am doing a safer recruitment session as well as CPD in May, if anyone's interested in that. The other thing that we offer through TTA is safeguarding support. So I talk on the course a lot about, if you worked in a school, you had this kind of structure where you had your DSL or your deputy DSLs, and you had people to go to. And some of you will have worked in other organisations as well, where you've had somebody who's a safeguarding lead or safeguarding officer who you can go to. And you may feel like you've lost that now. You haven't lost it, because I'm here to help you if you need it. So I do get probably, I would say, 5 or 6 queries a week from people at the moment. Whether that is somebody sending me a policy to have a look at, or somebody who wants to have a phone call around something that's happened, or somebody that just wants to check something quickly with me. So that will tail off a little bit over the Easter holidays, but then probably come back next term. So I'm here also to support you with any queries around safeguarding, anything that you need. And really, no question is a silly question. I actually really like questions. I know we have got some questions in the chat around the safeguarding courses and external certificates and things like that. And I know Sam's going to come back to those at the end. So do keep popping any safeguarding questions you have in there.
I'm so sorry. Chrome just completely shut.
So I think I kind of got to the end. I don't know if there's anything else.
Let me, I'm going to click on everything now.
View.
There we go. Right.
Amazing. Thank you.
Sorry.
And a massive thank you to Holly. Holly does an amazing job with safeguarding. And if you do have safeguarding queries, we're really lucky to have someone who's got that expertise to be able to really give you a really good response and really help you with that. I'm here just to talk very briefly about our code of practice and disciplinary procedures. So obviously one of the things, as I mentioned at the start, was that TTA is TTA, everyone who joins TTA agrees to a voluntary set of standards, which effectively means that we all agree that there are some things that tutors must do in order to be allowed to be tutors. Now, there are no laws that dictate what people should and should not be able to do as tutors, apart from the laws that would apply to any other random person, whether they're a tutor or not, right? So there is no additional legal requirements on tutors in the United Kingdom and in most countries. It is just the case that you're expected to follow criminal law in the same way it would apply to any other guest to anyone else's home. Now, we think that tutors have a duty of care and that tutors should follow a higher standard than a man off the street or woman off the street, as it were. And that is embodied in our code of practice, which is mostly pretty non-contentious stuff around being professional, about acting in the best interest of the student, not engaging in unethical practices. And we are robust in taking action where there are people who have breached that code of practice, because we do think it is very important. And what we want to do is to make it really clear to people that if you are joining TTA, you are expected to follow that code of practice. We've got a really good question there from Shani. The code of practice is updated normally every 3 to 6 months. It's reviewed and updated, so it does get updated and looked at fairly regularly. There is another update which will be coming up. It's been about 6 months since the last update, and there will be another update reviewed at the next board meeting later on in April. So it does get reviewed fairly regularly, and we have got a set of disciplinary procedures to make sure we can fairly evaluate any complaints. So any complaints that come in, they go to our disciplinary committee. The disciplinary committee is made up of a current practicing solicitor plus several ex-treasurers and presidents, people that used to be closely associated with TTA, but are no longer part of the board and are independent. And what happens is the disciplinary process is quite clearly defined in our disciplinary procedures, and we do make sure that everyone has a fair hearing if there is a complaint. We do get complaints where there are rulings that are upheld, i.e. complaints that are upheld and we've taken action against a member for breaching the code of practice. These are published on the website as well. But what we want to do is we want to make sure that we emphasize the whole purpose here is to try and ensure that we safeguard the reputation of the tuition sector and the reputation of our members in particular, as you guys are people who do the right thing, who are operating in the appropriate way, and that parents should be able to trust you, and the wider general public should feel that they can trust professional tutors in England, Wales, Scotland, Northern Ireland, and also around the world, who are members of TTA and complying with our code of practice. We will continue to develop this and pay attention to this, especially as people work internationally more and more, to make sure that they are applicable to different international regulatory frameworks as well. But this is something that's absolutely critical. A key part of what we do at TTA is to maintain that minimum set of standards across the board, so that you know if somebody else is a TTA member, you can have faith that they are also meeting that same set of standards that we were expecting of you as well. Thank you very much. Next slide for me, please, Sam. We've also run a TTA Q&A live. The last one was this morning. Normally it's me, Julius, and Myra that attend the Q&A live on behalf of TTA, so you get a chance to see us and to ask us pretty much any question about TTA that you like. We will do our best to answer them. It is always helpful if you can submit questions in advance. If you submit questions in advance, we can make sure we've got a more carefully worded answer for you. If you don't have a chance to do that, it's not a problem. We will answer any questions that people come up with on the call itself. So if you do have any questions for us at TTA, we want to make it as easy for you to get in touch with us as possible. So any general queries, please feel free to join us for the TTA Q&A lives. It says they're every 2 to 4 weeks. I think we normally they're every 3 weeks, with a few exceptions where some are more or less frequent because of bank holidays or things like that. Next slide, please, Sam.
Okay, so for community events, I am going to give you a whistle-stop tour of everything that I mostly plan on behalf of the association. So we have our community hubs, which are usually on the first Friday of every month. Now, April is a really good example because the first Friday is Good Friday, so it's going to be the following Friday on the 10th. So that's next Friday is our next upcoming community hub. You can join the hub. It will be led by myself and another TTA board member. And generally we will have 1 or 2 topics for us to go through. We'll break up into breakout rooms as well, so that you can really try to network and meet as many new people as possible. And we really try and focus on not only just covering a topic, but thinking about how could this topic be something that you are struggling with within your business, or that's causing you some pain at the moment, and to try and help you leave the session with at least 1 or 2 actionable outcomes of something that you can go off from having spoken to people in your group and implement. And then hopefully not only have you met some lovely new faces and had a bit of interaction and networking, but also you have hopefully fixed something that has been on your mind. So I will just pop the upcoming community hub link in the chat. Okay, and then we also have the WhatsApp community and groups. So I did put earlier the links for you to join all of the different groups that we have. We have a very large wealth of groups to join. Just make sure if you are joining that you have a look at the group rules, and that you make sure that you're posting within the rules that are set out for the different groups, and just generally being kind and nice to one another as well. I know that there are some topics that can sometimes get a bit heated, but generally we would just like to all be very nice to each other and help and support everybody. We then also have our regional networking events, which is over to Julius.
Great, thanks, Sam. I will just pop the regional events link in here as well. So many of you probably know John and myself, we travel the country every so often to see our members. We recently were in Inverness, Glasgow, Edinburgh, Newcastle, York, Leeds, Manchester and Liverpool. I think we did that in 3 days and we met loads of members. It was really nice to see everyone, really nice to have some great conversations regarding tuition. I think the members and those who attended really enjoyed the networking as well and the opportunity to meet one another. Some people find these sessions really beneficial because, you know, if you're working independently at your home, and you don't have the kind of camaraderie that you may well have once had, for example, at the school of having colleagues, then it's a great opportunity to meet people, talk to them about tuition, exchange ideas. And so far, they're all going really well. We had one in Norwich as well recently, which is my hometown, and that was a really nice event as well. And it's nice to see members reaching East Anglia. So we have our next sessions coming up on the 29th and 30th of April. We've got Nottingham, Birmingham, Cardiff, Oxford and London, I think. They're over the 2 days. And then later on in May, we will also be visiting the remaining cities. So Canterbury, Cambridge, Brighton, Bournemouth, Exeter and Truro. So if you are in any of those cities in the south and you would like to meet John, myself, and maybe one or two of the other board members, depending on where they are based, we would love to have you there. They're free events, so there's no charge. TTA puts on food and drinks, and it's a couple of hours in a nice kind of casual environment where there's no pressure to kind of dress up super smart or anything like that. It's just a really informal event, and you can kind of go there knowing that it's a very welcoming community. So we'd love to see you there. Sam's put the links in for the upcoming regional networking events as well. We will be releasing probably some more for the latter half of the year as well. But what we're doing is we're seeing how popular the first 6 months were, where is worth revisiting this year because there's a large amount of members. But we will always try and visit one of these cities at least once a year going forward. So yeah, that's just another addition to the events calendar.
Okay, and we also have the Tuition Leadership Day. So some of you may remember the Tuition Leadership Day from previous years. We did not host the Tuition Leadership Day last year, but it's coming back for 2026, and it's on the same day as the National Tutoring Awards in the morning. So from Friday the 3rd of July, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m, we'll be running the Tuition Leadership Day to talk about the key issues that are changing in our sector and the key things that many of our members are asking about and wanting to understand how things are developing. We'll be talking about things including the changing role of regulation, about inclusive education, including with reference to the white paper, about innovation in tuition delivery, and also about opportunities in the future of the tuition sector. So if you want to understand what the future is going to hold for your business, this is absolutely a key event to try and attend. It's also exactly the same day as the National Tutoring Awards in the evening. So if you are traveling from further afield, it will help you for travel costs, and that you only have to travel down for the 1 day to get both events in the same day. So if you're interested in understanding what your tuition business is likely to face in the future, this is definitely one for you to have a look at. Next slide, please.
The National Tutoring Awards will then take place in the evening at the Royal Lancaster after the Tuition Leadership Day. This is a flagship event in our calendar. We're expecting over 400 people on the night this evening, this year. Applications have now closed, so they closed on Sunday, and me, Julius and John have been sorting them internally before they go off to the judges next Friday. We have already sold a fair amount of tickets for the awards, so if you do want to come, or if you'd like to bring your team, then please do buy your tickets sooner rather than later. You can buy as many tickets as you like at the member rate as well. So for example, if you would like to buy a table for your team, then you can buy all of those at the member rate, even if they're not. If you want to bring your partner, again, you can get yourself and your partner a ticket at the member rate. For any tickets above 5, we can probably still have a couple of months to do a payment plan, but obviously the closer that we get to the awards, the less that's going to be possible. So if you would like to buy a table and put it onto a payment plan, then please do let us know sooner rather than later. The evening itself is amazing. We have a magician, we have our red carpet photography with Kate Castleton, we have a glitter artist photo booth. It's a lovely evening in and of itself. You do not need to have entered, you do not need to have been shortlisted to come. It's great for networking. It's just a really lovely evening. I will pop the link to the awards into the chat. So you can go and buy your tickets there. And then also, if you haven't been to the awards before, I'm not going to play it now because it's a 4-minute video, but there is a 4-minute kind of like recap video of what the awards were last year. I'd really recommend just going and having a watch. It's a lovely evening and I feel like you'll get the energy from that as well. And then we have got the National Tutors Conference. So for everybody that has been coming to the conference over the last however many years, 9 years, we have an annual conference once a year in London. And this year it will be on Friday, the 13th of November, and that will be at 1 Great George Street. Separately, because due to member demand, we are trialing NTC North in Leeds next year on Friday the 13th of March. So that will be a slightly smaller scale conference, but it will be an amazing chance for us to have a regional conference that will reach all of the tutors and businesses in the north of England as well. On top of the dates, sorry, I'm really struggling at multitasking today. We are also launching the new National Tutors Conference website. Registration for tickets is not open yet, but what is open today is the ability to apply to speak at either conference. So for the next 4 weeks, I believe, between today and Tuesday, the 28th of April, you can apply to speak at either the National Tutors Conference in London or NTC North next March. So you can, if you're applying, you can either say I would only like to do one or the other, or you can say that you would like to do both. You will probably only get the chance to speak at one of them, but the option is there for you to let us know your preference. It's a really great opportunity for anybody who would like to speak, and I have put the link into the chat. And then I'll be sending all members an email later today anyway, so we'll have all of the information in it for you to apply to speak. And also for any partners and companies that would like to either have a product or have a service that they sell into the tuition sector, you can also exhibit at the National Tutors Conference in London. We're expecting almost 40 exhibitors this year, so it truly is the world's largest exhibition for the tuition sector. And I think this is amazing because it means that for all of the delegates coming, it's your one-stop shop for the year where you can try your different platforms side by side and really leave with some actionable either platforms or services that you'd like to start using. So we have the new floor plan available already. It's already starting to fill up. We've already sold the platinum and silver sponsorship places, so we have gold and bronze and showcase remaining. If you are interested, please email me and just let me know your preferred stand, and then we can get you set up. Please can you clarify the date for potential? Oh, it could be the 12th then. Sorry, that might just be me. It's the Friday the 12th. Yes, not the 13th. Sorry, I will go and change that everywhere. Thank you, Eleanor. It is, and Rebecca, it is Friday the 12th of March, and it's Friday the 13th of November, and I am forever now going to mess all of that up, but never mind, we shall continue to try. Okay, and then it's Julius's turn.
Thanks, Sam. Great. So with your TTA membership, obviously, there's lots of benefits and resources that you can access. And one of the things, obviously, I think most tutors and businesses want from being a member, as well as kind of visibility and opportunities as well. So from my perspective, your visibility will grow and your opportunities will grow as your TTA membership kind of grows as well. So one thing that is really important, I did mention it a bit earlier regarding visibility, is to ensure you have a complete profile. This will ensure you get seen by parents and clients who are looking for tutors on our Find a Tutor page. So I will quickly share our Find a Tutor page. This is going to be modernized a bit. It isn't the most modern member directory probably out there, but it is really effective in what it does. You can go for an advanced search. You can search by location. You can search by subject specialism, and you can search by, which is a new tab in your profile actually. So if you are yet to update this, you can go into your profile, and I'll show you how to in a second, and you can edit whether you are face-to-face only, whether you are remote only, or whether you offer both. But if you've got all of these listed and completed on your profile, you'll then be you can be searched for by parents or clients quite quickly. So I'll just quickly share my screen and take you to the profile again. So if you go to the top right of your member platform, click on your name, view profile, and edit profile. And forgive me for how empty my profile actually is. You will be able to see that you've got your business information here. So your profile picture, your organization name, email address, and your qualifications and your tuition levels, subject specialisms. And then here, a new addition I recently added is tuition type. So remote or face-to-face. You can click both if that's what you offer, or you can click one. But this will enable people looking specifically for remote tutors to find you on the Find a Tutor page. So if you're based in the Highlands in Scotland, and obviously there will be kind of potentially kind of less of a pool of students for you compared to if you were based in London, for example. But if people are happy to have remote tuition, you can then be connected with someone looking for tuition from the south of the UK as well. And it's a really good way to kind of pick up some additional tuition. I'm just going to stop sharing quickly. Okay, so once you've really made your profile your own and you're visible on the Find a Tutor page, this will ensure you're getting seen as a professional, and this is where the membership starts kind of working for you as well. So you need to make sure you've got your current location as well. So if you haven't recently moved house, make sure your location is correct, and whether you tutor face-to-face or remote. And then once you've set everything up in your profile, go to edit and edit privacy, and just make sure your profile is visible. Another great way to kind of increase your visibility is to join the TTA WhatsApp group. And this will allow you to find more job opportunities, but it will provide you with opportunities to have conversations on important topics and make the connections that can really be valuable going forward. So the more involved you are in the community, really, the more visible you'll be, and therefore the more opportunities will arise as well. And from my personal advice would be to join our events, ensure your profile's compliant, and network where and whenever possible you can. So whether that's in person or online. And it is also important to have, and I know I mentioned this earlier as well, but to have your profile up to date with current DBS information. This is because we have a tutor check service, which I will share with you now. And every member who joins TTA, who's on the update service, will have their information pulled from the TTA website onto our daily DBS checking service. This allows us to share. There we go. This will allow us to ensure we know if anyone's DBS has either expired beyond the 1-year term, or if they are no longer on the update service, or if there is a change in the status of their DBS. So there's a back-facing side to this, which is for corporate members and for TTA to utilize, but there's also a front-facing side. So the front-facing side is tutorcheck.co.uk. You can pop in your name, and if you haven't completed your profile like me, which is a bit embarrassing, it will say this person does not currently comply with our checks and policies for active members. But if you've got your DBS information correct in the profile, it will look completely different, and it will show you that you are indeed adhering to the terms and policies. Okie doke. I'm just going to stop sharing that. So yeah, it's really important to have the DBS information up to date, because that will also allow you visibility on the tutor checking website to be in line with the code of practice that TTA requires. Sam, can you go on to the next slide, please? Okay, I've just spoken about that again. Come.
Okay, and we're getting close to sort of the end, but this is one of the most critical bits of what TTA actually does, and it's one of the things which is most difficult for tutors, tuition companies, especially larger ones, to replicate for themselves. One of the key roles that TTA takes on is to be the eyes and ears, and also to be the voice of the tuition sector. We are there to advocate for the tuition sector, not only at national government level, but also to the general public and the media, and also to governments and supranational bodies all over the world, including UNESCO and including governments in the UAE, Saudi Arabia, parts of Africa, and parts of Europe. We are really focused on making sure that people in positions of power and authority hear what it is that the tuition sector needs to happen in order to make sure that we can do our jobs effectively, which at the end of the day means supporting students to the best we can. And for us, it's really important that all students that need that support can get that support. And that's why we engage regularly with government authorities. So we engage regularly with the Department for Education. We talk to the Department for Business and Trade, which used to be split, used to be the BEIS and DIT. And we also work a lot with international authorities, whether it's UNESCO, whether it's other governments, in order to make it clear as to what the needs are for people that are going to be providing tuition in their economies and in their markets. In the same way, we also work to represent TTA members and tuition companies in general to schools and school chains, and also to international commercial providers who are interested in working with the UK tuition sector. So we've created the International Partner Program, which allows you to join for a small additional fee, join as a supplier to offer your services to our growing network of international partners. And we also run trade missions to international markets, which help you learn about those markets, make connections, and start to work with partners all around the world and grow your business beyond the scope of just offering a domestic UK service. And the UK has a tremendous reputation historically for education. So this is a key area of opportunity. And we're very, very conscious of the risk that in some parts of the UK, demand isn't growing to the same level as it is in others or in other niches. And that actually this can help people, even if you're not interested in international work at all, the fact that other people are more interested in international work relieves some of the supply pressure, relieve some of the market pressure on those people who are focused only on domestic UK tuition as well. And this is all stuff that we tend to do at no additional cost, and it's self-funded. Trade missions and international partner program subscriptions do have a small additional cost. We think they're extremely good value for money. We regularly compare the costs of our trade missions and our programs against the cost of similar things where they're available elsewhere. Our trade missions come in at around 40% of the cost of trade missions run by other professional bodies. So that's less than half the price. And the International Partner Program is £100 per year for an individual tutor and £400 per year for a corporate supplier. And that you save your money just by using the contracts once with those, because the contract pack that we've got that goes with that is worth thousands of pounds. So we really do try to make sure that we represent the interests of members as best as we can, not only within the UK, but also around the world. Next slide, please.
Okay, so I think this is the last slide before we're opening for questions. Yeah, there are lots of opportunities with TTA, whether it's looking for a specifically for a new role, and you can find that on our jobs board or on our WhatsApp group jobs board as well, or whether you're recruiting as well. So it works both ways. There's the Find a Tutor page as well. So like I said, if you've got your profile up to date, you'll be more visible for parents and clients who are looking for tutors for their children or students. We also run special interest groups as well. I think they're run every kind of 3 months per.
There's one session per quarter for every special interest group.
Perfect, thanks, Sam. So yeah, these are held regularly, and we have different ones for individual tutors, for partners, for corporate members. We have one international, and we have one on policy and advocacy as well. So these provide us with opportunities to discuss important topics in the tuition sector that might be having an impact on you currently, how TTA is helping, or what TTA can do to assist you as well. There are also great opportunities to meet like-minded individuals as well. So if you're an independent tutor, that special interest group will only be other independent tutors as well. Whereas if you're a corporate member or a large corporate member, these will be specifically filled with large corporate members as well. So you can meet other people in a similar situation to you. We have our TTA Community Day, which our last one was on Friday, the last Friday in February. I think is that going to be an annual thing, Sam, or is that, yeah, annual? So that was really successful. It basically provides you with an opportunity to share your business whether you're a partner or a corporate member or an independent tutor on any of the socials that TTA has, and TTA will share that wide as well. So it gives you extra visibility. And I think this year was extremely busy from what I saw. We also have just actually closed our current round of nominations for the board, but we do have our board hustings, which are 13th of April, and we have had a really, really strong group of nominations for the current board election. So board election will be launched, the manifestos will be released in 1 week, and then the actual election will open. Excuse me, I should know these dates off the top of my head. So manifestos will be released on the 6th of April, and the voting will open after the hustings on the 13th of April, and it will remain open for 4 weeks. So we do have opportunities that arise every year. There will be more opportunities to join the board next year, should you want to, or should you feel that it's something you want to contribute to. And we also encourage, essentially, if you want more opportunities and more visibility as well, there are opportunities to sponsor events. So we've got the National Tutors Conference, both North and one in London. We've got the awards. We've got regional events, which are also options to exhibit at as well, or sponsor rather than exhibit. So yes, if you are interested in providing more visibility for your organisation, whether you're a partner or whether you're a tuition business, you can contact Sam at events at the tutorsassociation.org.uk, and she'll be more than happy to help. And then finally, for partners as well, we do offer partner promotions in the newsletter, on the website, and showcase opportunities. And this is a different type of membership, different from the tuition business membership, and that allows partners to showcase what they have for the tuition community. Okay, I think that's it, Sam. I think we can move on to the next slide, and we can open up for questions.
I've been making a list of questions in the chat that we haven't answered, so I thought we could start there, and then we'll open up to everybody else for questions. So James asked quite a lot earlier, how does the listing order work on the public list of tutors on the TTA website? For example, if I search physics, what affects the order of tutors displayed?
I think it will be in alphabetical order based upon those people who have physics as a subject specialism. I couldn't give a specific answer on that, apologies. But if you have physics in your subject specialisms, you will appear on the search. If someone's looking for a physics teacher specifically in London, it will pick up tutors who are delivering physics in London. Whereas this is why it's important to also click on the remote option in the profile. If you offer physics and you offer it remotely, make sure you have that ticked, and then people searching for that specific criteria will also you'll also appear in the search no matter where they're from or where they're based.
And then Rachel has asked, do you accept completion of other safeguarding courses? I am a contract tutor for one national education charity and volunteer tutor for another national education charity, as well as tutoring independently. Both charities require regular safeguarding course completion. I'm happy to sign up to attend one of your courses, but no, there's a backlog. There isn't a backlog. They just get fully booked each month. So, which we are also working on. So is a substitute course okay? I think the answer to that is just if you could email us a copy of the certificates that you do have to either info@ or safeguarding@, and then we can look at what course you have done and get back to you.
Yeah, that's correct.
Amazing. Alex has asked, if you have done a DSL training course externally, are you able to mark this as completed and upload proof rather than doing TTA DSL courses?
I think it'd be very similar to your previous answer, Sam.
And I think as well, there's no requirement to do the TTA DSL course. The requirement is to do safeguarding. The DSL course is not free for members, although it's heavily discounted.
Yeah, I would agree. It's the same. It's a similar answer to previously, but as Sam said, on the profile, we actually only currently are marking the completion date of your last safeguarding course, not your last DSL course.
And then Becky has asked, I think the templates and policies on the TTA website are very good. Are we able to add or adapt them if it is necessary in our own situation?
I'm going to pass this one over to John, just in terms of the legalities of adapting the template and what it means for them. But I'll just let John answer.
So yeah, but I mean, for all of our policy templates and contact packs are designed to be adapted, but there are obviously elements which you are not supposed to change. Normally, this is extremely clear. In the International Partner Program, it's really, really obvious. You don't touch the whole body of the document, except there's one section where it's got 2 lines for you to put your name, your email address, and your mobile phone number. Excuse me. And then at the end, it's got schedules which say literally fill in here what is the product you want to or service you want to sell. So you just say like hourly tuition for X pounds. And what is the percentage fee that the international partner is going to receive. And it's really easy. It's almost like fill in the blanks. You can't mess it up unless you deliberately try to mess it up. With the compliance pack that we offer for tuition businesses that need to become compliant with in terms of their employment agency, employment business, it's not quite as clear as that, but it is very close. It's got effectively square brackets with a highlighted section in yellow where you need to just copy and paste, or where you need to enter in your own relevant cancellation period or fee or whatever it is. So it is really, really straightforward to adapt to your own context. Don't go and change the actual body of the provisions without talking to TTA, because you may well make some mistakes which would make it non-compliant. The contracts are comprehensive and they're designed as interlocking contracts, which means we have there's about 7 contracts which all depend on each other in different ways and which refer to each other. So if you change one in one way and you don't change it in the right place somewhere else, you'd make a mistake. However, TTA is there to support people with developing their compliance and making sure they adapt it to their own needs. And in terms of the other contract templates, they're all really, really straightforward to adapt. You just more or less you fill in the blanks, and there's 1 or 2 places where you fill in things that are specific to you.
Becky, sorry, I can see you've got your hand up. Did you want to?
Yeah, thank you, John. I was just thinking about also the risk assessments, the new ones that Holly's just done for us. Can we add anything to them?
Holly probably is best to respond to that.
Yeah, Becky, they're designed as templates for you to adapt. And on the courses, I always say I can't risk assess your business because it very much depends what's going on. So absolutely adapt them as needed. If you want then to send me the completed ones, I'm very welcome to. I'm very happy to have a look over them. You're very welcome to send me them. I will look over them for you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Tori has asked, is it ever possible to have the networking events on weekends, as 5:30 on weekdays is bang in the middle of teaching time? Unfortunately, the TTA team who are traveling around do have families and other commitments as well. So we do ensure that they are during the weeks. We do have a range of times as well, but obviously as we are traveling to you infrequently, in some places just once a year, hopefully it will be okay for you if you'd really, really like to come along. And we do give the dates quite far in advance for you to rearrange any sessions or prior commitments that you may have during those times, so you can come along and meet us. But otherwise, we do understand that people might be busy at those times.
And we do,
If I just add to that, oh, Julie, do you want to add something?
I was just going to say, we do try and mix up the times as well. So for example, last year I know that we had a similar issue in the sense that the Manchester events were in the evening, and some tutors were asking that, or some members were asking if we could move that earlier in the day. And that the year before, it just worked out that we couldn't get to Manchester any earlier, but this year we could. So we had a really good turnout, kind of late morning, early afternoon this year for Manchester, and we'll try and do the same for our other London events in the future. It just depends on the kind of journey that we're doing from other events, because we normally do 2 or 3 in a day, but we will definitely take it into account. We definitely try and mix it up so you'll be able to attend in a future one as well.
Yeah, I think recently you did over 1,000 miles in 3 days, visiting 8 or 9 different cities. So
I was just going to add that sometimes the timing that we can come, the timing for arranging a certain event will depend on the other events that we're arranging around it, and the simple logistics of how long it's going to take for us to get between one and the other. So if we're doing 8 regional events in 3 days, there are only a certain number of hours in a day. So we obviously have to bear that in mind. And it might well be the case that we end up in Leeds at a certain time in the afternoon. And if you really wanted to just be in Leeds in the morning, then it might not work. But yeah, we do our best to try and make sure we visit as far and wide across the country as possible, so you do have a chance to meet us. We are totally understanding in the case where it's not convenient, we can't make it.
Cool, thanks, John. I'm just going to take over from Sam briefly. So,
are
you back? Okay.
Rebecca has asked, are all fields of our profile visible in the online search? The address, etc. I believe no, but there's definitely one for Julius.
No, so obviously nothing too personal in terms of address is revealed. Only the city and the county. So it would, obviously in smaller cities such as Norwich, you'll tend to won't be that far from whoever's contacting you. In London, you could be several miles away. Subject specialisms are also on the profile, and whether you tutor remotely or face-to-face. And I think that's it for the actual front-facing profile. And there's also a button that you can contact people through directly, but you can actually go on to someone can contact you directly through the profile as well. You can go on to your edit profile on your members area, and whilst some of the options are not possible to amend, you can choose which specifically you would and would not like to be public facing. So I'd recommend going on to there. If there are some that are frozen and that are not visible to the public, that you think you would like to be visible, please let me know. And if it makes sense, I'm more than happy to allow that to be optional for you to choose as well.
Thanks, Julius. Jane has asked, will there be any more community days throughout the year? At the moment, we are not planning to run the TTA Community Day more than once a year. It requires a lot of resources to be resharing constantly all day long. And also we want it to be impactful when we do it. So at the moment, it will be the last Friday of February. Xmas have asked, can we showcase our business or results through TTA channels like blogs or case studies? At the moment, no. The only options for any businesses and tutors to get any visibility through TTA channels are through things like sponsorship. So there are certain awards and conference sponsorship packages that mean that you'll get an email out and also social media posts out to members and the wider community. So at the moment, that's the only way that I think if you add like a bolt-on to be both a corporate and a partner membership, then you would also get access to things like the partner showcase as well. Jane also has asked, I think this is the last question from the chat as well, just regarding the member search, does it only find exact matches in the search or also those with mentions, for example, those with multiple words?
It shouldn't be exact matches. It should pick up on words, for example. I mean, for some, because there is only a kind of small limit of what is searchable in the advanced search, was city, county, subject, specialisms, and whether you tutor remotely or online, it would essentially pick up keywords such as physics, English, science, maths, city, county, or whether you tutor online or remotely. I'm always very keen to adapt the Find the Tutor page to make it work better for you. So if you find that you're not visible from something you think you should be visible from when you're searching, just contact me. I'll put my email in here, and it would obviously if we can make it work better for everyone, I'm very up for amending it and kind of helping kind of improve it.
Perfect. Okay. And then does anybody else have any more questions? If you want to raise your hand, if you do, and then you can ask them. Otherwise, I think we've done all of the questions from the chat. Okay, perfect. Right. In that case, John or Julius, do you want to wrap up, or I can wrap up?
Oh, I'll just say thank you to everyone for coming. We really do at TTA take a lot of pleasure in seeing that, in helping you and supporting you in different ways. Not everyone needs the same thing. In fact, not everyone can want the same thing, because if everyone tried to use every single membership benefit, we'd collapse. But we do really enjoy seeing you, supporting you, and seeing you develop grow your businesses. And I'd just like to say, on behalf of the whole team, thank you for your support as members, and a big thank you to the whole team who do a lot of work behind the scenes. This is more or less the entire team, and we do an incredible amount between us to try and make sure we can support you and do the best we can to give you really good value for money and really good support in different areas. So thanks so much, everyone. And Sam, over to you.
Thank you all. I will send around the video shortly. I'll also try and compile all of the links that we've been discussing that have been in the chat, so that I can send those in the email as well. But otherwise, have a great Easter, and sign up to the upcoming CPD Lives. I think is probably the most, and obviously apply to be a speaker too, please. It would be amazing. Thank you all. Bye.